Sam Fish the Fishbowl here at Living Dead Weekend 2024 with longtime friend, former Point Park teacher and friend Marty Schiff.
It's great to be here, Sam. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Excellent. We're on the last day of the con here. Another great turnout, another great weekend, celebrating the memory of George Romero and the films, the impact of his films and everything. And any stories that I maybe haven't heard or...
Well, probably it's hard for me to know what we have and haven't heard in years, but just being here every year is I look forward to this because to me it's a family reunion,
right?
Together with people that I don't get to see except this time of the year. People like John Pratt, Lee's, the people that made this movie happen 45 years ago,
right? Right.
To me, that's what's special about this movie. And of course, once you get a generation of fans,
right.
He does, and it blows my mind.
And I lost pretty much.
If you just take into consideration movies that people consider classics, that's the there aren't four generations of fans. Movies that existed in the 60s and 70s and 80s like we did, where thousands of people that's phenomenal. Right. That is really special.
Right, and then one of the other things I heard is that not just the fact that we have fourth generation fans, we have fans coming to this con from the UK and Germany and
I've had fans come as far as Australia.
Right.
Because this mall, it's not only about the film itself, which is great, but this mall, it's a standing, memorial to the film.
Exactly.
And, how long are malls going to be around, and including this one. So I think people are taking advantage of it while it's here. They're coming, they're taking the tour, they're seeing, they don't look exactly the same as they did back in 1977, but it's close enough.
Right. Awesome. Of course, you got to bring up Creepshow.
Yeah.
First of all, my favorite George Romero movie. I love anthologies.
Yeah.
And I like to think that George really was the one that brought anthologies. Besides the Twilight Zone, and Outer Limits, but for I want to say movie cinema, I can't quite think of anybody that did as much anthology stuff as he did, and ironically working with Stephen King.
Well, it's interesting. There were horror anthologies prior to Creepshow, but they were two stories,
right?
Like the Black Cat, and I did, a couple of those. But to take 5 stories and put it together, that was really kind of unique for its time. And it really was an homage to the comic books of the 50s, that we, 50s and 60s. And so even though it was, it definitely paid tribute to horror films,
Next time I do a show here,
it was really a
Right.
And that was the cool thing about it, because it had never been done. Absolutely. And so it was really, that was another opportunity to work on what I think is a classic. You have Stephen King, and you have all those amazing actors like Hal Holbrook, Fritz Weaver, Leslie Nielsen. I actually ended up working with Leslie a few more times after Creepshow on some TV shows, and I became pretty friendly. But not only work with those actors that are just totally iconic.
Right.
It was absolutely amazing. It was a real honor.
We just talked to John Amplis, and he ordered.
But it says Mike Gornick. Look! It says Mike Gornick. Sorry, Tom Savini is asking you a question and I'm answering it. So go ahead.
We just talked to John Amplis and Michael Gornick, and
Tom Savini has just said that I look like David Berkowitz. Son of Sam. Okay, so go ahead.
I hope you're not my son. I heard a funny story that apparently during the Creepshow filming, Leslie Nielsen apparently had a whoopee cushion.
No, well, it was in his hand.
Right.
And we'd be getting ready to
Right.
do a take, and he'd squeeze that, and of course the whole crew would crack up. But he had that with him all the time, and if you Google Leslie Nielsen, the fart box is like the first thing that comes up, you know. But I did an episode of 227 with him on television, and he had it there. You know, he had it with him all. It was made for him. A prop guy made that for him. It was just a piece of rubber hose and two baby food jar caps, and one of the caps had a hole in it.
Interesting.
And so when he squeezed it against the palm of your hand, it made fart noises.
See, we didn't hear that. All we heard it was like a whoopee cushion that he wouldn't show anybody. Yeah.
So he could palm it, he could keep it concealed in his hand so that you wouldn't see it. And then all of a sudden, stand by, camera rolling, sound. And you knew it was Leslie.
Right. I was just saying that to promote some of Leslie's greatest work, HBO is playing the trilogy of the Naked Gun movies right now.
Great.
And I was telling Michael that after he told me that story, I said that kind of makes total sense how if you look at Police Squad and the Naked Gun movies and just all the spoof movies that he did, with like the Zucker brothers, it shows like he really had like comedic timing.
Well, it's interesting. Leslie had one of these sort of two-sided careers, because if you look at his stuff that he did in the 50s and,
right.
and the television work he did in this, like he was the bad guy and
right.
all these serious roles. And then Creepshow kind of was the bridge, because his role in Creepshow, you could see comic timing there.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he started doing all these other movies that were pure comedy. And he was hilarious, absolutely hilarious, on and off screen.
It was the same thing with George Kennedy, who was obviously in Creepshow too, Old Chief Woodenhead, and then went to Police Squad and the Naked Gun movies and was his chief. And to see the two of them, like two old school, actors, George Kennedy, Cool Hand Luke, so many films, and to see them like in their old age kind of doing the exact opposite of what.
And a lot of actors, I think it's really a testament to the talent of those guys, because a lot of actors can't bridge genre. They can't
Right.
But they both, George Kennedy and Leslie Nielsen both were able to do it and did it well.
One actor that is still alive and I think has done the exact same thing that George Kennedy and Leslie Nielsen did is Christopher Walken.
Oh, we need more cowbell.
Right. And there's one movie that I honestly think is his best comedic performance, and it's with Ben Stiller and Jack Black, and it's called Envy.
Okay, I don't think I've seen it.
You have to see this movie. It's like a dark black comedy.
Okay.
Basically, Ben Stiller and Jack Black are best friends, and they live across the street from each other. Ben Stiller hates his job, and he works at I think it's a sandpaper factory. And Jack Black has this like idea to basically create this spray that you spray on dog poop, and it disappears.
Okay.
And he basically creates the spray and offers, Ben Stiller to his best friend to like go 50-50 on him. Ben Stiller thinks it's a stupid idea and turns it down. Lo and behold, he becomes like a billionaire overnight and builds like a mansion across the street from Ben Stiller. And Ben Stiller basically is like living with like regret.
Okay.
I'll
have to check it out.
And Christopher Walken plays this character. I believe his name is like the G-Man or something. And probably the most funny comedic performance that I've seen him in. Totally underrated. The film is like, they used to play it on Comedy Central every once in a while. I don't know how often now, but definitely track that down.
I'll find it.
Envy, yeah. Awesome.
Very cool.
Awesome. Well, Marty, thank you so much
welcome,
for taking the time to swim in the bowl with me.
You're very welcome. I have my pen.
Right.
I have my fishbowl.
Official fishbowl pen. Off for merch soon.
I can put this on eBay, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think it's worth, sir?
You know, if you were to autograph, it'd probably be worth a little bit more.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. So look for this on eBay. Marty Schiff selling his fishbowl pen. Probably for a couple of bucks.
Right. Many more to come.
Anyways, thanks, Sam. Good
Thank
to see
you so much.
All
You
right,
too.
Take care.
You too. Thank you.